right, let's do this. What's up, everyone? My name is AJ Wrights Crypto. It is Thursday, June 6th, coming to you from right outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Dude, what a week already. What a week already. I'm excited to get into what I got planned for you all today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Brian, Mike, JC, Caffeinated, Chauncey, one of my besties, WD40, Carter, Pennington. Love to see all the membership stars next to your names, but you know, Brian and Chauncey are mods and they don't have stars next to their names. What is happening, guys? I'm just joking. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Dude, where to even start? So had a long conversation with J Change today. Super excited that he is able to go to London to support Ben for his next fight. Ben is doing a boxing fight in London. Not able to go because I'm going to Barcelona for the Algorand Decipher conference. Like, I would be flying back from London and going back to Barcelona. It doesn't make sense. So I'm not able to go to London, but I'm really excited that J Change is able to go and, you know, support Ben. I wish him all the best. I know he's been training his ass off, and much love to Ben Armstrong. So there you go. Shout out to everybody. Got Leg Bite, Eric Osborne, Dino. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. But yeah, where to even start today? I mean, Bitcoin is holding. Oh, before I even get into Bitcoin and all that, today at 3:00, I am interviewing no other than Gary Cardone. If you don't know who Gary Cardone is, look it up. He's a G, man. He's the real deal. You know, he's identical twins with Grant Cardone. You know, just lifetime of investing, lifetime of experience. I'm really excited to get the chat to him. I did, talk to him a little bit at Consensus, but it wasn't like, a very long conversation, but I'm glad I made the connection, and he's already coming on the channel today. So I'm going to have that interview, do it today. I'm probably going to put that interview out on Saturday. I know that I did the interviews at Consensus with Eric Pensini from Swirlds Labs Hedera and Sonny Liu, founder of VeChain. I'm still haven't been able to get my footage from the interview with Sonny. I don't know what's taking them so long, but I still don't have it. So time takes time. Got to be patient on that. And I sent my interview with Eric to my editor. So I'm hoping maybe Sunday I could put out the H-bar interview, and Saturday I'll put out the interview with Gary Cardone. So there you go. I got a lot of really, really, big interviews on the channel here. Working on a few more in the background. Actually, it's going to be pretty awesome. Mr. Mojo says, bet on the Mavs to win tonight. Certainly will be betting on the game tonight. I was kind of leaning towards the Celtics because, like, anytime you bet against Vegas always seems to win. I don't know what it is, but anytime I bet against Vegas, specifically for basketball, Vegas kicks my ass every time. But obviously, big shout out to sponsor of the channel, BAZED, put a video out about their platform yesterday. Make sure you check that video out if you haven't. They have a lot of really cool stuff that people might not know about, and you can literally bet on anything on BAZED. You can bet on, the MMA, the UFC, baseball, basketball, football. Football season is going to be awesome with BAZED. And then you could bet on like rugby and surfing and darts and like any sport there is, you can bet on it. It's pretty cool. And they have like a crypto casino as well. So it is pretty awesome. Can't wait for the Chauncey interview. Hey, you never know. My guy Carter Pennington in the chat. I am going to mail you your H Barbarian shirt that you won here very soon. I went all the way through my emails yesterday, guys. I had like over 150 emails from like 5 days of not from being out and traveling. I actually had someone that was supposed to help me do it, and they didn't really. Whole story. Doesn't matter. Rate my portfolio 100% Brett. That's funny. Hey, you're doing well right now. For sure. Lee F says, AJ, just to follow up on that Bitcoin Bollinger Band from yesterday, it's ridiculous on the 4-day, huge inverse head and shoulders on 3-day. Okay, so larger time frame stuff Lee is looking at. We'll certainly take a quick look at that when we get to the chart section. Can just mail out some motocross swag. Oh, Ricky Burris, man. I do have to say one thing to someone in the chat. Ricky Burris, I'm not going to make it to Bud's Creek this year. I am so bummed. We're going to be the Bud's Creek's the same weekend as Rare Evo. And I'm speaking at Rare Evo. I didn't even know if anyone knew that yet. I might have just let that slip, but I'm not letting you know what it is. But yeah, I am going to be at Rare Evo that weekend, which is like a really big conference, and I really like those guys, and I can't miss Rare Evo. I just can't. And yeah, so no buds. I might be going to High Point next weekend. Maybe. I'm definitely going to Red Bud in Michigan. I might just jump on a plane on next Friday and go to High Point and fly back. I might. I might. Loretta Lynn's, I can't go to Loretta Lynn's because there's no service there. And if Loretta Lynn's had great service, I would be there because I could make content at the track. I would gladly do that. And I'm sure Davey and all those guys need help, but man, there's no service there, and I can't go off the grid. Like I can't go off the grid that hard. Like I can't. So maybe I'll go on like the last Saturday, watch like Moto 3s or something. But yeah. All right, no more motocross talk. I can seriously talk about motocross forever, man. Deegan's crashed this weekend. That was rough, dude. But at least he's all right. I need a satellite phone. Yeah, I need a satellite live stream so I can still do all my streams and everything. So, man, I got a lot to talk about today. I figured I'd start the stream a little bit later. I mean, Ben's not live streaming. Why not have more time to prepare? That's totally fine with me. It's a half hour. Some people might be confused, but I kind of jump around from like 10:30, 10:45, 11 sometimes. But nevertheless, all right, let's take a quick look at Let me get rid of some of my overlays here for a minute. But all right, so Bitcoin holding strong above 71. Is Bitcoin going to break its record for the longest time spent in the 70s? We hope so. Right now, the record's 4 days and change, like maybe 4 days and 12 hours or something like that. But holding strong, 71. Hopefully, we'll see new all-time highs this week. That'd be amazing. Ethereum still under 4,000. BNB still cruising. I mean, dude, BNB's doing really well. I didn't expect BNB to go that far, to be honest. Like with where we are now, BNB is like performing. I mean, it was just like in the fives, like not long ago. Solana still behind Solana's kind of maintaining at this point. We are talking just under $80 billion market cap. It does take a lot for Solana to move. But I thought with Bitcoin waking back up, like that Solana would be like 225 by now, 250 even. But hey, you never know. Solana will have its day where it just wakes up and decides, oh, we're gonna pump 80% today. That's what's gonna happen with Solana. XRP still right there. Toncoin above Cardano by how much? Wow, over $1.5 billion. Wow, shout out to Toncoin, man. I know there's got a little bit of news for Cardano today, actually. Also, tomorrow, having a conversation with my guy Big Pay from the he's really heavily integrated in the Cardano ecosystem. He has a platform called Atrium, might be working with them. So basically there's a lot to it, but on the surface level, if you stake with Cardano, it's one thing, but if you stake with Atrium, you actually get a better ROI, which is awesome because I know a lot of people are really into Cardano staking, and there's a lot more to Atrium, and there will be content coming out about that. But I'm really excited. I really like Big Pay. Me and him he actually came to Hit Network in my early days at Hit Network, and he was just kind of there one day, and I was like, hey man, let's go get a coffee, and we kicked it. And I'm really glad I did that because you never know who you're going to meet in crypto. One of the smartest people I know, actually. And I'm really glad me and him like struck up a friendship and I've kind of seen each other grow. Like he saw me when I was just writing and he knew that I had a lot of talent, and I saw him before he started Atrium and I knew he had a lot of talent. So it's really awesome to, your bromances in crypto, man. It's really cool to see people rise like that because it's like, you see them down here and you blink, a couple years goes by and you're like, oh, you're killing it. And so I'm really excited to catch up with Big Pay tomorrow. And of course, I know a lot of you really liked when Big Pay came on the channel. He had a lot of really good things to say. So certainly he will be coming on the channel here pretty soon. Yeah, Kimu for sure. For sure. All right, let's go back to where we were. All right, so I'm going to take a quick look at the gainers and the losers here. I'll get into a handful of stories after that. Let's look at the top 300 on the top past 24 hours. Why not? Let's take a little deeper dive. I generally stay inside the top 100, but I do like looking in the top 200. Brett, yes, still going. It's still going. Let's go, guys. I did a tweet with Phemex like 2 weeks ago about a Brett airdrop, and they were giving away Brett to people. And it was just one of those tweets that unfortunately that just did not perform. Like, I will put a tweet out and it'll get like, 600 likes. And then I'll put another tweet out and it just bombs. And that's Twitter. That's social media, period. You know what I mean? And the Brett tweet was a tweet that bombed, and it should not have, because Brett more than doubled from the moment I tweeted about it and when I started talking about it. And that is one that is just still going. I have a nice little bag of it. I'm glad to see it go. That's awesome. It's the top in the top 300. It's the top mover in the past 24 hours out of the top 300. That's pretty sick. I got Andy, GMX moving, Netmind, Constitution, DAO, Live Peer. Kind of, I like looking at coins that I'm not completely sure of that are outside the top 100. I like Myro. I got some Myro on Phemex. That's one that I'm excited about. Alluvium chilling, interesting. Jasmy coin back above 4 cents. Did put a position up on that one in the Telegram group yesterday. Hey, Turbo just inside the top 200 at 0.006. Let's get Turbo to 4 cents, man. I would love to see that. I know a lot of people in the chat. The chat turned me on the Turbo. I didn't know what Turbo was until the chat. And the chat talks about a lot of coins, but when like the people in the chat that I know are talking about something, I'm like, damn, like, okay, this is something to talk about. And then, it has done really well. So big shout out to Turbo, man. Love to see it. Loser side, top 300, we got BitGet, PopCat, Alcero, Arkham, Blocks, Venom, and nothing. Things aren't down that bad. A couple coins above 5%, 9%, but nothing too crazy there. Let's look at the top 100. Yep, Brett is the leader there, of course. Arweave down 3%. Kaspa, well, of course, Kaspa is down a little. Oh, guys, Kaspa. We need to talk about that really quick. That trade I gave on the live stream yesterday, nailed it. All right, the top past 1 hour, top 100. Jasmy up 5% in the past hour. Might be some news on it. Haven't seen any news on it, though. Brett, Polygon. Hey, there you go. Wormhole, Ordi, all up, more VeChain up more than 1% in the past hour alone. That's pretty big moving for 1 hour. Flare down 1% and a couple other ones. Ando did meet the president, or I forget if it was president or the CEO of Ando at Consensus. We're going to set up an interview for the channel here pretty soon. I know Ando is a pretty awesome project. Top 63 already. Wow, moving up in the world. And so certainly excited to have him on the channel. I know a lot of you like Ando. I know a lot of you in the Rate My Portfolio segment have a lot of, some people were two portfolios last time we did it. We're leading with Ando. So, hey, that's pretty awesome. And I am doing Rate My Portfolio today at the very end of the show if anyone wants a portfolio rating. All right, so Kaspa, we talked about this setup yesterday on the show. Here it goes. And you see that circle right there? That's where we said go short. All right, that's where we said go short, because here's this kind of support resistance level that actually goes back in further back in the chart. This level is at 18.8. All right. And it was coming down. And I remember someone in the chat was like, should we short Kaspa right now? And I looked at the chart and I was like, yeah, I could get behind a short with going from where we are here to this target and maybe even further because of how far, at the time, the EMA was way below the price action. It was coming down to the momentum oscillator, had a lot of negative confluence, had a lot of bearish confluence at the time because it had a really big pump, right? And when something pumps, like as far as it did, like, I mean, that was just kind of common knowledge right there. Like when something pumps like this, look at this pump. Like we're talking from the come up to the top, 39% in 2 days and 21 hours. Of course, you're going to see a little bit of a bleed. And look, it actually came down past the target to the next support resistance level and now is ranging between the target and that next support resistance level. This is why I use conditional ranges the way I do, because things, once the move happens, it tends to stay inside of a conditional range. And if we were to measure the entry of that trade to the target was a 3% win in an hour and 42 minutes, and top to bottom 6.5%, 6.5% in 4 hours and 15 minutes. And that was a live position. I was like, yeah, that's a green light on that short there. And it completely worked out. So what about now? Say you missed that move. What do I do now with Kaspa? All right, so let's appreciate we are looking at a 17-minute chart. It is trying its best to get above and close above that 50 EMA. It kind of was forming a little EMA sandwich, but it bounced off the 200 and is now fighting the 50. But what really matters here is the conditional range that it's in. And make sure you see that clock right there. I have an alarm set here, and I really need to elongate this one and set an alarm here. All right, let me fix. I kind of drew it a little crooked line. All right, boom. Click this line. Click on the clock once per bar, so it goes off every time it crosses it. Boom. All right, so and this level here, I'll just type this one out for you guys. We got 18.3, so 0.183. And then this one here is 17.5 cents. So 175. All right. So there you go. So make sure, guys, that, Kaspa has been volatile. It has been moving. It is now stuck in a range between 18.3 and 17.5. Because after this move here, look, it bounced here, came up, bounced here, it's ranging between 18.3 and 17.5. So that would be a conditional range where in the event we break 18.3, search for confluence and go long off the break of that alarm. And if we lose 17.5, search for confluence and go short off the break of that alarm. And that is, how most of the trades I win work. It's pretty simple and it's very effective, especially when you're scalp trading. This is a scalp trader's dream. And I'm glad we called that position right here on the show. So there you go. Amazing. Where do you get turbo, Chris Rodriguez, on Phemex, man? Head over the Phemex. Get yourself some turbo. Dude, let's see if turbo has. All right, here's Phemex right here. Let's see if do they have leverage? Can you leverage trade turbo? Leverage trading turbo. I like this. I didn't know that they had leverage contracts for it. They do. Amazing. All right, let's look at what has volume today. Because you want to make sure when you're leverage trading, you want to find the coins that have volume. You know what I mean? Like, so you can get in and out of large trades. If you're only trading a couple $1,000s, you'll be fine with $2 to $3 million volume. You'll be fine. But if you're doing larger trades, like 10,000 with leverage, you're going to want to have more volume. I know Notcoin is the coin we've been targeting on the Telegram group. BB, that's a new one I'm going to have to check out. People has been rising. I'm going to have to look at that chart. Myro has been doing well. Rez have a setup for that one in the group. Phantom, dude, I said on Altcoin Daily, Phantom, I'm looking at 84 cents when it was at like 77 or 78, and it went there. That was a pretty sweet call. Turbo right there. Amazing. Yeah, definitely have a lot of charts to look at today. But I do have a handful of stories before I get into that. All right. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting story here. Robinhood, despite getting the Wells notice, bets big on crypto with a $200 million acquisition of Bitstamp. That's a pretty big move. And at first I read that and I was like, wait, what? And then I realized why they were doing it. All right, because the acquisition, here's a quote right here. The acquisition of Bitstamp is a major step in growing our crypto business. Bitstamp's highly trusted and global exchange has shown resilience through market cycles by seamlessly coupling customer safety with across geographies. The Bitstamp team has established one of the strongest reputations in retail crypto. Blah, blah. All right, so that's what they're saying, and that's true. I have never used Bitstamp, but I'm sure it's a fine exchange. It's probably not as good as Phemex, but hey, it's probably pretty good. All right, but this is where the really truth comes out here. The move is anticipated to facilitate Robinhood's goal of expanding its global reach beyond the United States and attracting institutional clients to its platform. The United States SEC issued a Wells notice to Robinhood alleging potential violations of security laws last month. So guys, this is what happens when there's not, an open converse, when the SEC does what the SEC does, and they're pushing the business offshores. This is what Mike Emmer wants to prevent. This is what Patrick McHenry wants to prevent. Guys, so when I was at Consensus, Mike Emmer and Patrick McHenry, there were other ones like Ryan Selkis. There was a lot of really good speakers, but Emmer and McHenry. So Emmer is a whip, I believe, out of Minnesota. And Patrick McHenry is the chair of the House of Financial Services. And I mean, you might remember Patrick McHenry as the guy that had the roast of Gary Gensler, where he like went in on him about Ethereum and all that stuff. And it is clear that people in power, in the Senate, in the House, in these positions, see crypto and see the opportunity with crypto, and they are trying to prevent the damn the business going off our shores. They don't want that to happen. In fact, McHenry said that he wants to be the global leader. He wants America to set the standard for global crypto regulation. But when you're even throwing Robinhood a Wells notice, of course they're going to buy Bitstamp and go global. Yeah, this is it's all relevant. I still feel like I'm not sleeping on crypto. I'm not worried about regulation in the immediate, to be honest, like at all, not even a little bit. I mean, really think about how far we've come in crypto. If you've been here since 2020, 2019, or even 2021, sure, we've been through the bear market. We've been through FTX. We've seen some bad actors, but has crypto really changed? Can you still hop on your phone and leverage trade? Yeah, you can. You can. Nothing has really changed. It's you see my point? It's like in the immediate, I'm not worried. And I also feel that, of course, I'm not going to get into the whole election conversation and all of that, but things are, it's going to continue to evolve. It's going to continue to change. But I feel that there are some adults in the room in Washington, and they see the writing on the wall with crypto, and I'm not worried about it. I'm not sleeping on it. But it does, kind of bum me out when you see these kind of stories, like companies as large as Robinhood, as respected as Robinhood. I wouldn't hold my crypto on Robinhood, but they see it. They see it, and they're going to make sure they make their money inside or outside of America. And hey, you can't blame them for doing it. You can't blame them for doing it. Not at all. Hey, this is a pretty cool story here. Ando, like I said, going to have the guy from Ando. I forget if he's the president or the CEO, but going to have him on the channel here soon. Ondo's finance TVL exceeds 500 million after RWA tokenization hearing in Congress. So this part, the hearing in Congress, had nothing to do with Ando itself. It was just like a conversation about RWAs as a whole, and they're just kind of connecting those two ideas together. But that is pretty cool to see their TVL exceed 500 million. I mean, that's pretty significant milestone. And, it's no secret that Ando is on the way up. We could take a peek at the chart a little bit later. I think it's going to be a big winning project in the bull run. The RWA narrative is a big one, and they really have come out swinging here in the past little while. And I talked to, I think his name was Justin, the guy from Ando. Cool as they come. Super nice guy. Very connected, and I'm really excited to interview him, to be honest. So I did want to point that out to you guys. All right, so Coinbase, man, Coinbase made a big move. Coinbase made a massive move. They got this new smart wallet. You got a smartphone, well, they got a smart wallet, offering a gasless on-chain experience. All right, so let's look in a blog post. Coinbase says the launch will kick off the next chapter in the firm's Coinbase wallet product by revolutionizing on-chain experience by getting rid of network fees and recovery phrases. All right, I'm not. Maybe I'll just read this bit here. Smart wallets offer a streamlined, gasless on-chain experience. The simplicity combined with multi-chain support and integration with major applications will make onboarding the blockchain as effortless as signing into your favorite website. Until now, going on-chain has been slow, expensive, and hard with a separate wallet app installs in first-generation blockchains. Smart wallets, with their ease of use paired with next-generation layer 2 networks like Base, finally set the stage to bring more people on-chain, now getting on-chain easy, fast, and cheap. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the words on-chain, being so high up in Google, and this is really, this is genius shit from Coinbase. I'm not going to lie. This is pure genius, man. Because think about like the wall some people hit with crypto. I remember I was trying to get my stepmom a MetaMask. That was a day. The seed phrases and writing it down and matching word for, and like it's simple, but like for people that don't do this stuff, it's not it's not it. You know what I mean? And it does need to be as simple as signing into your favorite website. It needs to be seamless. The less friction there is, the more people will come on chain. And this is a power move from Coinbase, and this will likely onboard the next 100 million people, billion people, a lot of people. I'm very interested to see the numbers actually with the smart wallet platform, over the next year, over the next 6 months. How is this really? Is this just making more things convenient for people who are already in crypto, or will the reduction of friction, the simplicity, will more people actually join the fray? Because that really does seem to be the problem. Every project has this idea where we're going to onboard the next 10 million people, and I'm like, will you though? Will you? And this is kind of more like it, because it has to be very simple. It has to be extremely simple. Today's age of instant gratification, everyone wants everything and they want it now. They don't have the patience to really go through the process, and it needs to be as simple as possible. And Coinbase, hey, that's a power move, man. Power move from Coinbase. All right, let me tap into the chat here for a second. Big shout out to my guy, Alex O Crypto. Hell of a TA guy, hell of a channel. Go give Alex O Crypto a follow in the chat. If you don't follow him and you're listening to this, there's over 200 people watching this damn show. Alex O should get at least 100 new subscribers right now. Go give him a follow. What a homie. What a homie. Brett Johnson likes Brett. That checks out. That checks out. Big bullish on Ando. Oh, for sure. For sure. Port nocturnal. That's an interesting question. Can you do an explanation of leverage adjustment addition, please? Just added a position and have increased leverage, but my quantity of shares stayed the same. I'm not sure about the quantity of shares, but leverage is a pretty simple concept. It's like if you you have $10,000, you trade with 10x leverage. Now you trade with the power of $100,000. And if the chart moves 1%, you just made 10%. But if the chart goes down 1%, you just lost 10%. And the reason you do leverage is so you can make more money. But at the same time, if you at a certain point, you get liquidated and you lose your entire position, which is why I'm so big on stop losses, because in no situation am I getting liquidated. But in terms of your shares not moving, I'm not really sure about that. I mean, if you increase your leverage, it should be increased. I don't know what that means in terms of shares. Doctor, chill, bro, chill. We got a $20 super chat with the rate my portfolio and a $5 super chat for rate my portfolio. Let me get a quick screenshot of these bad boys so I can save them for the end of the show. Boom. All right. We got that one. And then the next one from Legbite. Legbite has had some portfolios, man. How many portfolios do you have, Legbite? All right. Sweet. Got you, fam. Got you. All right. They probably added some margin to lower liquid. All right. So, guys, you do have to understand that leverage trading and margin trading aren't the same thing. All right. Margin trading is when you literally go to, I remember I used to do it on KuCoin when I was learning the ropes, right? And you literally physically borrow, say 5,000 in Tether. You put your stuff up for collateral and your ratio has to stay a certain number, and you borrow the money and then you trade with that money, and then your trade goes good or bad, and then you have to pay it back. And if you lose, you have to reach into your bags so you can pay the loan back. That's margin trading. Leverage trading, you don't physically go borrow and pay back. That's all done, which is why you pay a fee, which is why you can get liquidated. They're two similar idea, but two separate things done a separate way. Okay. Sweet. The Ando unlock is in January. Okay, well that's good then, because I know. Well, yeah, because we have a lot of. Isn't Ando on a cliff unlock here? I actually want to know. Token unlocks. I know you guys can't see it yet. One sec. Ando. I feel like my screen keeps freezing up on me. All right, so only 14% unlocked. Not a friendly tokenomic situation. It looks pretty linear to me, but I don't want to here. Can someone do that? I'm not going to log in on the show and go through that process. Someone let me know if it's a linear or a cliff unlock. This is my final story for today. Then I'll get into the charts around my portfolio. Charles Hoskinson believes Cardano is undervalued. And between us, if you don't tell anybody, my friend Big Pay did say he could probably get me an interview with Charles. Just saying. Hey, you never know. Shout out. I've got a selfie with Charles before. I got a duck face, selfie with Charles. Shout out to Charles, man. What a homie. Cardano is set for the Chang hard fork, which with enhanced governance and community engagement, they are into the Voltaire era, which essentially is them giving Cardano back to the people. That's the gist of it, right? He has expressed frustration for it not getting the positive recognition it deserves in the media. He believes Cardano has strong fundamentals, but is currently undervalued. He says, never in my career have I seen such a profound disconnect between reality and opinion with the cryptocurrency influencer and media perception of Cardano versus its actual fundamentals, Hoskinson said in a recent post. And hey, that is that's fair. That's fair. Cardano is here to stay. It's a juggernaut, and it's a juggernaut that will drag this industry kicking and screaming if it has to towards solving real world economic, political, and social issues we all face. And that is this first quote here. That is real. That is real. I do feel that Cardano gets a bad rap. You hear people joke around like, "Oh, Cardano is my favorite stable coin." Blah 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 blah. There are those kind of jokes. I like Cardano. I always have liked Cardano. Cardano was a big winner for me in 2021 in terms of trading, in terms of hodling, in terms of buying at 20 cents and selling at $3, $2.50 or whatever. I did very well with Cardano in terms of trading, but I also over that year, I really delved into Cardano and learned a lot about it and wrote a lot of scripts about it and wrote a lot of scripts about Charles and, watched his, I still to this day, sometimes I watched his welcome to warm, sunny Colorado. Like I love, dude, Charles is the man. I really liked his speech last year at Rare Evo. This is what he's saying here is really true. There is a strong disconnect between, the reality of the situation and what people say and think about Cardano. And this is kind of a part of the changing of the times, the changing of the guard. There is kind of the school of thinking that those types of projects are old projects, last cycle's projects, and come on over to this cycle. I understand with that to a degree. I do. I have cycled out of Avalanche and Sand and bought Jasmine and doubled my money in a week. It's real, but there is that kind of level of the long term. Like there's the instant gratification trades. And I'm not saying Jasmine is one. I think Jasmine could do very well long term. But in terms of Cardano, it has kind of been trading sideways for a while. I feel that the work that they've put in and the money they spent has not translated over to the charts. And I think that what has happened is that 80% of people in crypto, seriously, they just want to buy at 6 and sell at 12. They don't care about what they're working on, what they're actually building, the math, the peer review aspect, the science, the research behind what they're doing at Cardano. And what they're doing at Cardano is significant. It's a little over my head, to be honest with you. I'm not a coder, you know what I mean? But I can still read about it and research these things and appreciate, what they're doing. It's kind of like one of those deals. You guys don't know. You don't need to know how a text message works to text your wife to bring you home dinner. You know what I mean? You don't need to know how emails work to send an email. And that crypto is to the point where there's kind of the crypto education and trading crypto was a whole nother thing. That's just trading in my book. But in the crypto world, you can dig the hole of crypto education, but then you hit a bottom. And you're like, why can't I go any further down the hole of crypto education? And you hit that bottom because you don't know how to code. And that there's like a level there. Oh, can you code? No. Well, you can't go further down the hole. And that is true. That is very true. And that does, and there is a level that a lot of people don't understand what they're doing. And that creates, and that is a part of the disconnect. Like Charles says, he says there's a profound disconnect between a reality and opinion with influencers and media. All right. And that disconnect, in my opinion, is completely educational, because they don't know the significance of what you're building. And I could understand him being frustrated, putting his life's work into building Cardano and it is a profound thing. And with that said, I have a lot of respect for Cardano, much respect for Charles. I've always held Cardano. I still hold Cardano to this day. Is it going to be the number one 20-30x performer in the next bull market? Probably not. But what are they doing? Is it significant, and will it change the course of time? Probably. Cardano's not going anywhere, and I will forever remain bullish, but I think a lot of people are going to be turned off from people get scared of what they don't know. They don't understand, and that's fine. Some people don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Some people just want to buy at 6 and sell 12, and that's okay. All right, so Decrypto sold his ADA for Brett, and hey, you probably made money on it. And that's the thing, like that, and that's kind of that's the conversation. Like, do you just want to make money, or do you want to understand the details and go into the dirt and learn and help change and build and alter the industry and the people coming into it? That's kind of the difference. Like, if you just want to make money, that's fine. You don't need to know the Voltaire era or the Ethereum, the EIPs. You don't need to know the Chang hard fork. You don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. Does it help? Yeah. Does it give you a much more well-rounded understanding? For sure. But if you're just trying to buy at 6 and sell at 12, you're a trader. That's okay. But that disconnect is purely educational. All right. I'm beating it up. I'm going to keep going. All right. All right, checking out the chat here for a minute. Sweet. All right, so couple things. Let me head over to some of these charts here, man. Some of the charts. That makes sense. Okay, first one. Rez. This is one I've given out on the Telegram group, and I'm giving it to you now, 3 days later. It has a lot of liquidity on Phemex. Cup, handle, neckline, above neckline, measured move. Ooh, did not mean to move that. Measured move. I think it's like 30% away, 33% from current price. And hey, that alarm has gone off. You never know if the whole move's going to happen. You never know if it's going to go past the move. No one can see into the future, but it has broken that level. Locally, although the neckline has been broken, it still has this little range to deal with, where this level, has a slightly higher high here, but the gist of this level has been unable to beat this level. So, if you want to try to long from here to here, would be about 3.5%. Or if you want to wait to see if it comes back down to 17 and reevaluate, that is possible. Or if you want to set this alarm here at 18.6 and go off the break of that alarm, you could do that too. There's a lot of ways you could play this. I would prefer the patient way with this, considering it has been rejected by this level twice. I'm certainly going to take the patient route on Rez here. But I'm at a point where I don't care to force trades. I used to just be super I'm going to set an alarm there at 18.6. But I used to be like, whatever, I don't care, I'll just trade. But now I'm to the point where I'm very patient with my trades. Like, very patient with my trades. It's about being as calculated as possible. And really taking that risk into account. And like, there's no reason for to go long here, in my opinion. There's no reason to go long right here. But we'll find a reason. And we're gonna wait for the charts to give us a signal. We're gonna wait for the market to tell us what to do, and that has always been my strategy, and it always will be, because I'm not trying to guess. I'm reacting. So here we go, Brett, man, Brett. This one has done very well. Did give this range here, 12, 8, 10, 9 to the group not long ago at all. We did have this break here. All right. So we're talking in the past 11 hours, up 12%, top to bottom, 16%. Congratulations to anyone in the Telegram group that knocked this trade out of the park. I mean, what a perfect trade, man. Literally bounced off the 50 EMA, ripped through the alarm. That gave it to you. But what now? Right? Say you're not in the Telegram group and you want to figure out how to trade this chart. Well, now this level is still significant. It might end up coming back into the fray. All right. There's that. But now it has a kind of, if you really wanted to get nitty gritty, you could kind of create a new scalp range for this thing. You could say, okay, well, it got rejected here at 14.9, just about 15 cents. And you could alarm 15 cents, 14.9, and long the break of that. All right. If you wanted to look down, you could even short off the last low here. But if you short off the last low, be sure that the price is under the 50 EMA. Because if you look at like over here, the gap between the 50 EMA, the red line, and the 200 EMA, the white line, right here, the gap isn't much. It doesn't take that much at that time for something to lose the 50, test the 200, and come up. That's a 2% gap, right? But I would say if you shorted the local low at 13.7, you'd want to make sure the price has closed below the 50 and cross this line. Because right now, look at the gap between the 50 and the 200. That's a much bigger gap if the price is going to retest the 200. So if we go from this line to the 200 EMA, would be about 8%, but it would probably have come up to here by then, probably about 3.5% or even a 3% target on that one. So, you always keep in mind that when you lose the 50 and you're losing a support resistance level, the next stop is the 200 EMA. So, keep that. This coming to this is your target if it loses that level. Okay. I hope I explained that properly. I feel like I did. All right. Brett has a lot of liquidity on Phemex. It's a good one to trade. It's a good one to hold, in my opinion. I think it's going to do well for a hold too. Like I said, 14.9 here. I'm gonna alarm this one up. I'm down to alarm this one up. It has liquidity. Boom. Click on this. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Alarm. I'll just do only once on this one. Boom. Alarm. And only once. Normally I do once per bar, but this is kind of like, I just need to know what's happening. I don't need to follow it. But once something pops off, I might change the alarm. All right. So now we have a nice conditional range on Brett. Hey guys, we've been nailing groups. This group, we've been nailing trades in the Telegram group. And if you're interested and you want to grab this next bull run by the horns, and make sure you don't miss out and win as many trades as you possibly can. Or if you're just trying to make sure your portfolio is optimal and you're trying to get the most gains if you're a long-term holder as you possibly can, come over and join the Telegram group. ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Send me an email, go through the checklist, join the group. This is a paid group, full disclosure. It's much less expensive than all the other paid groups, which is fair because I want to help as many people as I can. It's less of a money grab and more of I want to help people. And two, it's a private group. You cannot search for my group on Telegram and find it. If you do that, you will run into the bot army of fake AJs who just want to steal your money. All right. So make sure you send me an email if you want to join the Telegram group. I could not be more excited and proud of everyone in the group for. It's crazy to me how much money some people have made and like how well a lot of the people are doing. I'm talking people that have never traded before. I'm talking people that like never traded before are doing extremely well because they're following directions, they're setting the alarms, and they're reacting to the market. It's that simple. Give yourself a chance. All right. We did talk about the Kaspa. Like I said, make sure you have this alarm 18.3, 17.5. I'm certainly giving away a lot of my Telegram juice here today in the live stream, but hey, you got to give the people what they want. Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin, looking at the 2 hour, Bitcoin got to get above 71,600. All right. That's the exact number, but 71.6. All right. It's actually, yeah, close enough. I'm actually going to change it. I might have drawn it from the daily. I think it was 71,650. Okay. All right. Got to get above 71.6. Long story short, it is right there. I mean, it is right there. And I was kind of freaked out because we had bearish divergence here. Price go up, oscillator coming down. We really don't want to see this like roll over again. That would just be very unfortunate. But Bitcoin's standing on the cliff right now, man. It has to beat this level. Has to. If it just ranges again, that's fine. But like, this is the point of the game where we're like, all right, come on. Or it's going to take another couple of days, another couple of weeks. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? It is that simple. It is that simple. Even kind of coming in 12-minute small time frame is when you kind of appreciate, you know, Bitcoin has been pretty boring, fam. It has done well. Like this pump up has done well, but basically since here, it has spent the past day and 18 hours in a 1.7% range. That's not optimal. I'm surprised, you know, some altcoins are doing as well as they are with Bitcoin basically came up the hill and stopped. It's good that it's holding value, but that pressure is going to build and it's going to get pushed down. It's not a static environment. You can't stand still, you know? So, and even this slightly lower high here, you know, I would certainly maybe even be considering this little local uptrend, or even this is a 12-minute chart. This support resistance level right here. You know, this level is at 70,756. Yeah, let's just say 70,700. You know, we don't want to see it lose that local high because it has been consistently putting in higher lows. All right. And if we lost that, it would break the small time frame structure. So certainly keep a close eye on Bitcoin. All right. Meanwhile, the stock market is ripping. Stock market all-time high. All-time high. Ripping. Look at this. Here's the, you know, stock market all-time high from March. We were in a descending broadening. We broke out, ripped through support resistance, put in a new all-time high, came down here, bounced off support resistance. And these alarms we had set way back when. All right. And now it is put, move that line. And then if you notice this little yellow uptrend here from touch, 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 look at where it's stopping. Look at where it's stopping. Would like to see the stock market continue through and not come down from here. I feel like if the stock market comes down from here, it could, you know, consequently bleed into crypto coming down. That does happen. It does happen. Correlation is not causation, but there is a connection. These are all risk assets. Let's be honest. All right. And yeah, it does look like momentarily, it looks like it's trying to come down. If you pay a bit attention to the momentum oscillator, I mean, down in the VWAP, you know, kind of touch that little point. Just like, look how many times, man, locally, you know, rejected, you know, it checks out. There is your short-term reversal idea. Short-term reversal idea. Interesting. All right. So, Solana's nothing crazy. Did talk about this one in the Telegram group. Total chart, not total 3, but the total chart, all of crypto added together. We're currently at 2.57 trillion. All right. We're right there at that level, slightly higher high than when we were in March, which is crazy, right? Because in March, I felt like a lot of altcoins, the H-bars, the V-chains, the Algorands, the graphs, they were ripping. And now the total crypto market is actually a little tiny bit more expensive now than it was back in March, and a lot of the altcoins have been left behind. So Bitcoin dominance is running the show. Bitcoin is running the show right now. There's no question about that. But let's hope that this level becomes the new norm for the total. It is right on that level right now. Let's hope it gets to 2.58, and can get above and stay above this level, because we don't want to find ourselves back into this range, because it has been a little bit of a roller coaster despite the overall uptrend. Worth keeping that in mind. All right. And Phantom, another one we've been talking about at length. Altcoin Daily, it was down here somewhere, over here. Said kind of looking at like 84, 86 cents, came up to 85.6, top to bottom, 10% move, got rejected, and now is in a conditional range between 85.1 and 76 cents. But also, if you kind of look at the range within the range, kind of the heart of this range is right here. All right. And that's exactly 80 cents. Because if you kind of, all these touches, this bottom, the heart of this range is right here at 80 cents. So certainly look for Phantom to stay above 80 cents. So basically this is how we would play this. So if we lose 80 cents and you're a scalper, I'm okay with getting behind the idea of a trade, looking for, even if you got a 3% win to 77.6, or even maybe even a 4.8% win down to 76 cents, you could use that 80 cent level as a conditional range level for a short. Or, so really it's a tighter range. It's a more aggressive entry. The better entry for the short is here, even though it's counterintuitive to wait to go short. But it's more aggressive because look how many times it reversed at this level. So if you go short from 80 cents, you have to anticipate it maybe stopping and turning back around at 76, which is why it's a scalper's trade. Where 76 short, that would likely last longer because it's breaking support resistance. All right. So, but let's hope it just beats 85 and goes. I have a big bag of Phantom. I want to see it pump. I love Phantom. I'm not going to lie. Phantom's a killer project. Always has been, always will be. Someone says Turbo's pushed it up. All right, let's look at it. Let's look at the Turbo chart before we get to the Rate My Portfolio segment. Canada just reduced interest rates. Interesting observation, Andy. Yes, thanks for that, buddy. Appreciate you. Maybe the United States will follow. That'd be beautiful. All right, share this tab instead. Boom. Here we are, Turbo. Let's start off by the 2 hour. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I wanted to look at the Bitcoin 3-day from what Lee was saying earlier, too. All right. So this thing, I mean, this was crazy. I remember when this was happening. Y'all told me about it down there. 600% pump. I know some people in the chat made so much money. I bought and sold some Turbo already somewhere in here. But interesting, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Holding. Hodor. Hodor. Hold the door. Hold the door. Okay, that's what it's doing right now. Not to mention, got it. Anchor wave, trigger wave, green dot, price coming down, bullish divergence. It is in the red on Market Cipher, but it looks like it's starting to come up. Maybe could exit to red, could get into the green. Anytime we put in a local high, or really in this case, an all-time high, and come down, this level is now a target. That is a target. From 6.3, a lot of zeros 6.3 to a lot of zeros 9.8, a 53.7% pump back to all-time high for Turbo. We also have to and must appreciate the nature of this downtrend. Let me draw this thing. I'm going to draw it from not the wicks, but the bodies of the candles. Yo, dude. Yo. Is this breaking out on the show? Is this breaking out on the show? No way. That's drawn from the bodies, not even the wicks. If you wanted to play a safe 6.8 high here, how much? What's the trade would we be losing if we waited? Ooh, that's 7%. Shit. Yo, that's a trade, fam. That's a trade. That's a breakout. I mean, it's right there. Like, if I'm not saying like official breakout, I mean, it is right there. Right there. Wow. I'm going to go 2-minute chart. 2-minute chart. Oops. Getting into my degen bag here. Let's see, it moved up in a little while. I got a Doug Hype just texted me. Shout out to that homie. 7% in 3 hours. Not bad. It did put in a slightly higher high. So we want to see it hold this level, which would be 6. A lot of 6s. A lot of 0s, 635. I'm going to alarm that level once. Interesting. I have this woman walking to our building and no one's here besides me. It's pretty awkward. Pretty awkward. I'm on a live stream. Yeah, man, this is good. It does look like 2 minute. It does look like it's trying to fight. I'm actually going to cancel this alarm because it's going to go off during the show. And I hate when that happens. Cancel. Yes. All right. I'm live streaming. Okay. Yeah, Turbo's wild right now, man. I kind of had to take a second to watch what it was going to do. It is coming down. That alarm would have gone off. I'm glad I canceled it. I saved my ears. But I want to keep a close eye on this. This could have been like, if I drew it a little bit wrong, it could have been like there. You know what I mean? But I drew it from the body of the candles, not the wicks. So I don't think I drew it wrong. But yeah, I'm going to give this a minute. I'm going to give this a minute for sure. But I think there is a trade coming here for Turbo. Carter Pennington, how do you know when to draw from the body of the candle or the wick of the candle? Well, it actually is all relevant, Carter, because if you draw that same thing, we drew that on a 12-minute because it's a local little triangle, right? Because if you drew that on the 1 hour, the wick of the candle would be much higher on the 1 hour than it would be on, the 30-minute, the 20-minute. So some traders always ignore the wicks. Some traders always include the wicks, and some traders draw one from the body and one from the wicks, because the wicks will change based off your time frame, right? So this is a debate that's gone back as far as dinosaurs. But I tend to draw mine from the body. I always have. I just do. I've had a lot of conversations about this, and I just draw mine from the body. Nothing crazy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You are awesome. You guys are awesome. My microphone's great. What are you talking about? I have it through a Zoom PodTrack interface. The levels are fine. I think it might be your ears. I flip a coin to decide to draw for bodies or wigs. Hey, there you go. I would draw it from the bodies because you'll get the alarm sooner. You'll get the alarm sooner if you go from the bodies, but then you have to watch it. You know what I mean? Or that's why some traders draw both. That's fine. There are situations where I do draw both. If it's like a big trade that I've been watching and waiting something for happen to a while, I'll draw both. Kind of depends. So, all right, we do have rate my portfolio segment, but before we do that, everybody, make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications. I really would appreciate it. Big shout out to the sponsors of the show. We got my homies at Phemex. We have BAZED.bet. Just put a video out for them yesterday. We got Market Cypher, Crypto Chips, and of course, the Grogger Nation in the house. Get rich or get wrecked. We have been talking to David, working out some new shirt designs, working out some new things. I know that we have been behind on getting the shirts out for the Telegram group. They are coming. We kind of switched distributors like 3 times, trying to make sure we have really good quality and at a reasonable price range. You don't want to go, you got to find that happy medium. So it is a business decision, but I'm just being transparent. But they are coming. If you did that, it's not like we're going to not send you a t-shirt. We will, but time takes time. And then also, new people join the group every day, and we're going to have to send out multiple orders at once. So there's that element of it too. Here right now, I'm just pulling the portfolio ratings over into here. Quick explanation of leverage adjustment addition. I mean, so you just kind of go in and change your. It's simple. Like if you here, hold on. Right now, let me finish doing what I'm doing. Port. Bang. The Grateful Dad $5 super chat sent that portfolio in. All right, guys, I am going to put a stop on Rate My Portfolio here. We have 4 portfolios to go through. That is more than enough for this show. We have already been going here for a hot minute. I think we've already been going for an hour. So I'm going to put the stop. If anyone sends portfolios after him, you're going to have to wait until next Tuesday. But here, let me pull this back over here. I meant what happens when I do it. I added to a trade, but the quantity didn't change, just the mark. Yeah, because I don't know if the quantity would change though, because you just changed the leverage here. All right, now you got me confused. I have very rarely changed leverage during a trade, to be honest with you. I normally say this one I feel very confident I'm going 10x, or this one let's just see what happens. I'll go 3x. Well, this one I feel this is pretty strong. Let's go 5 or 7. Like I never change leverage, to be honest with you. I've never said, oh, let's leverage this. Not like it. No. So, but I know how to do it. You basically just go to, I don't have an open trade right this second, so I can't like do it actively. Maybe this is something that I could do live on the members only live stream tomorrow. Let's do that. Okay, because I do have to get through the portfolio ratings and stuff. But my advice is to not change your leverage. Stick to your guns. And I don't have an open trade, so I'm not going to open a trade just to do it. But if you upped your leverage and your liquidation went, dude. If you up your leverage, your liquidation point shouldn't go down. You're confusing me. You should trade on Phemex, man. Is this happening on Phemex? Because you're concerning me over here. I'm exiting this conversation, and I am going to do Rate My Portfolio. All right. Oh yeah, I wanted to take a quick look at Turbo is still in the fight there. Still in the fight there. All right. Boom. Got my guy Leg Bite in the house here. Actually, I need to do something really fast before I do this segment, because there's another. Oh yeah, Marcy. And I don't think I pulled Marcy's portfolio. Okay. I knew I did something wrong there. Okay. Sweet. All right, Leg Bite. Rate My Portfolio. Here we go. Updated my bag, says the Mr. Leg Bite himself. Holding about $60,000, 21% HBAR, 20% Algo, 18% Link, 16 Jasmine, 14 XRP, 9% ADA, 5K in stables, gold 6x doable for sure. This is a reasonable man, ladies and gentlemen. This is a reasonable man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins with still 5 in stables. You're really putting your money where your mouth is. I don't hate it. I think 6 coins it's less than it's less coins than I would have in a bag, but I get it. But I totally get it. I don't hate it at all. You definitely have conviction in your bags, and you have a significant amount of money in each coin. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing that drives me crazy in smaller portfolios where people are like 1%, 1%, 2%, 2%, 1%. I'm like, all right, so you have $200 in this and $400 in that. Like, that's not really doing it. You're not really going to, if that doubles, you're wasting it. That's what I'm saying. But in this case, you do have a significant amount. Obviously, high conviction, HBAR and Algorand. And I understand that. I feel like they, the point with Leg Bite's portfolio is that his goal is a 6x. That is the message here. And with a strong degree of certainty with that bag, I believe every coin on that list can 6x. I do. I'm going to give you like a 92. Good job, Leg Bite. That is a doable goal. Marcy So Fresh, $65,000 profile. All right, not a portfolio, but a profile. 15x, hopefully. 25 FET. Well, FET is about to convert to ASI in about a week. So that's like an unknown for me. That is an unknown FET. because I don't know how the merge with Singularity Net and all that is going to go over. So there's an element of I'm not sure here. I've never seen 3 AI coins merge together before. So what's that going to mean? What's that going to do? How's that going to work? I don't know. If you notice, Singularity Net has actually gone down in anticipation of this. I think Fed has bled a little bit too. So I think there is a lot of question marks there. 15% HBAR, 18 ADA, 15 Link, 5 XRP Alpha Shib Bunk. I think a 15x is not feasible. I don't. Very rarely will I be like, yeah, that's a guaranteed 15x. In fact, I will never say that's a guaranteed 15x because I want you to realize, like, all right, even without the merger coming, all right, even without the merger coming. Oh, is this thing not up right now? Or is it just being weird? 1 second. It might not be up right now. I don't want to join the list. I just kind of wanted to do the math on, let me just start another tab. I just want you to see the math on like what you're asking for here. Okay, I give up. I think the coin perspective is down for today. And that's fair. That's fine. I don't need to explain the whole thing. But long story short, Marcy, like if you were saying like 8x, sure, I wouldn't hate it. I don't. Yeah, people are unsure. And it will add a ton of liquidity to the new coin, but also that doesn't guarantee a pump. People might lose value from this. There is a question mark, and that is 25% of your bag. So I can't really give you a fair answer with 1/4 of your bag being a complete unknown. That's one. 2, I don't mind the rest of your bag. Like ADA is not going to 15x. Cardano is not going to 15x. All right. I would love to see it 8, 9. I would love to see that. But I don't see Cardano 15xing. All right. Chainlink likely to not 15x. XRP not going to 15x. So we're already talking with Link, ADA, XRP, well over 30% of your bag. SHIB not going to 15. Marcy, it's not the bag I have a problem with. I am worried about FET because it's an unknown. It's not a good or bad. It's unknown. I'm not holding any of that right now because I don't know what's going to happen. So there's the unknown factor. 1, I don't hate your distribution. I don't mind your coin selection, but it really is your goal because I don't want this bag to 7x and then that's it and you not sell. I hope you have some sort of striated alternate timed scenarios for price action versus price action over time scenarios on how you can get out. Because a lot of people have trouble getting out. That's the hardest thing to do is to click sell because then it's over. The ride is over. People are really bad at selling. That's why a lot of people lose in crypto. And your goal is too high. Okay. If you said 7x on this portfolio, I'd probably give you like an 85, 84, 85. But your goal is far too high. All right. $20 super chat from Tiga Vlex. Looking for a 10x, 23% Ando, 15 Graph, 11 Algo, PT, Render, HBAR, SWI, ICP, JTO, Pyth, and 1% Bencoin. There you go. Well, I don't mind the distribution. It's kind of like it's like a zip. It's like you start really strong and then kind of swizzle out there. You're saying Ando's going to win because if anything goes wrong with Ando, everything else is going to have to play overtime. So instead of going super even, you're saying Ando's my pick. Ando is my pick. So yeah, Marcy, I'm glad you're happy with the 7x. If your goal is the 7x, you have a great portfolio. I don't know about Fed. I can't see the future. That is an unknown, and that does concern me. But if that goes over decent, I think a 7x is more than fair for what you have there. But a 15x is a little bit too far gone. But in Tigaflex, so you're basically taking a stand. Ando's going to win, and then the rest of the distribution, all right. So the graph. I'll go PT. I like the PT pick, man. PT, I've been talking about PT since 65, 70, 80 cents even. And that coin has done me very well. And it is, a lot of people have won from me talking about PT. And it's still like 115 or something like that. Like, it's doing very well. It's going to continue to do well. I like that pick. I have a massive bag of PT. I actually have it staked though. I can't touch it for a while. I can't unlock it if I wanted to. Renderers, H bars, VSP. Yeah, this is a good bag. Like, it's really, even if the graph and algo and everything else overperforms, it really comes down to Ando. Everything else is kind of noise, considering that is like a massive leader in terms of like pound for pound in your bag. So it basically comes down to the question, can Ando 10x? Can Ando 10x? That's the question we're trying to answer right here. I will have obviously a much more well-rounded answer for you after I do the interview with the CEO. It is currently 64th by market cap. It's sitting at $1.40 basically. So you're wanting Ando to go to $14. Currently it's only at 2 billion. That's crazy. It's only at 2 billion. And the supply situation is a fucking nightmare. 1.4 with 10 coming. So, you do got to be very aware of when this is coming. So be aware of that vesting schedule. I'm certainly going to do some sort of Ando review here relatively soon on the channel. But sitting at 2 billion, I think it's possible. I think it has a lot of big narrative, a lot of really good juice, a lot of good vibes around that project. It kind of came out left field. It came out swinging. Yeah, I don't mind it. Tigaflex. That's such a strange name. But I said, I would give you a higher score if you wanted an 8 or a 7. Because I say that way and I speak in those words because I want to see people achieve their goals. And I don't care if it. All right, here's my philosophy on crypto. If I buy something at $10 and it goes to 100 and I 10x my bag and I sell, and 10x was my goal. I don't care if it goes to 1,000. I don't care, because crypto is a goal-oriented thing. And that is what people miss. A lot of people don't have a plan for each coin in their bag. Each coin you hold, each time you decide to pick a new coin and bring it into the fray, bring it into your circle, you're taking on, it's like adopting another child. That's like taking responsibility. You have to take responsibility for each coin you hold and figure out, what is my plan with this coin? Where am I going to sell on the way up? Where am I going to sell on the way down? Which scenario am I going to go with based off of how fast it moves over time, to guarantee yourself that at the very least I'll make this. At the very least I'll make that. What people don't do that because they just want to make more money. We need more money. That's what people, and that's what gets them in trouble. So I don't care if I achieve my goal. I don't care if it keeps going. And that's why, when I sell, I probably sell, 80, 20, 80, 75, maybe 85% of my bag and leave the rest in for exposure if it goes that far. But yeah, the goal has to be your target has to be a lot lower than your moonshot prediction. And that is so you guarantee you will at least make X. All right. And I just saw, here's the thing. One more baby rant. One more baby rant. All right. In crypto, you have to have a short memory. In crypto, you have to have a short memory. But the thing is, you need to have a long memory, because I remember 2021. I remember it coming down the hill in 2022 and everyone at the office saying, oh, it's going to turn around. It's going to turn around. Going to turn around. Going to turn around. Going to turn around. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not going to turn around. This is going to suck. This is bad. I'm going to get better at shorting. You know what I mean? And I see the denial that people go through. I see how they'll talk themselves into and rationalize their losses and make it okay. Like, if you misplay your bags, if you missed an opportunity, you misplayed your bags. You missed that opportunity. So, like, don't rationalize it. How about don't let it happen? Don't let it happen. And my deal is, when people are like, I want a 12x, I want a 15x, I want a 10x even. I don't want, in 2021, everyone thought Bitcoin was going to 100K, and it never happened. And when it was way overheated on the RSI, a lot of negative pressure, a big gap from the EMAs, a big gap from the volume profile. Dude, if you go and look at the chart and erase the future and look at the chart the day of Bitcoin's all-time high, there is no way you're going to look at that chart and say, this is going to keep going. No. And it's one of those things. Like, I wish I could go back in time knowing what I know now. Everyone has that story, but I do know what I know now. And at this point in time, I am fine with it. If I only 6x my bags, if I only 5x my bags, I'm fine with that, because I'm not going. I would rather buy at 5 and sell at 25 than buy at 5, it go to 80 and me ride it back to the bottom. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to stick to my goals. And I got to drill that through your heads, that for each coin you have, you need to make a scenario, multiple scenarios based off time frame and based off price action on where you're going to edge, leak, bleed out of the market. You DCA out just like you DCA in. But a lot of people have a really problem doing that. They don't want to do that because their thoughts are, well, it could keep going. It's not over. Blah, 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 blah. And another thing that happens, this is a big one. This is a really big one. What happens is someone will say, all right, I'm selling. That's it. I'm done. I made my 8x. I'm out of here. I'm gone. I made my 8x. All right. They bought at 1. They sold at 8. But then a week later, it goes to 9. Oh, it went to 9. I'm going to buy back in at 9. And then they sell at 6. Like, you can't chase. You gotta stick to your guns. And this is why my thesis of separating your long-term trades from your short-term trades is so important. That's why it's so important, because when I'm done with my long-term trades, I still have my short-term bag if I want a day trade. I'm always going to be trading. Like, trading doesn't go away. I trade basically every day. So it's kind of more about, like, the finality of it is why people struggle with selling. People suck at selling. They hate it because then it's over. That's what I have. I'm not making more than this if I sell. And a lot of people don't want the roller coaster to be over. They just want to spin around the roller coaster forever. And those are the people that don't know how to win trades. Those are the people that don't take profits. Those are the people that ride up and ride it straight back to the bottom. And you have to, it's seriously discipline. It's seriously discipline. That's all it was. And the Andy S says that was Ben talk. Bars, Andy. Bars, bro. That was hilarious. Shout out to Andy S, man. He made me laugh. But yeah, man, I just want you guys to take that seriously. Nas, do you think ETH can 2x before the end of bull run? Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, at least 10K, man. At least 10K. That's like minimum. It's harder to sell than buy 100% for sure. And I actually think that, how I always talk about with trading, you got to get like calloused. You got to get used to losing. You got to get used to like the roller coaster of trading. It's really easy for me to sell because a lot of the things I do, I get paid in crypto. And for me to pay my rent, for me to pay my bills, for me to put gas in my car, I have to sell crypto. So it's like I'm used to saying, oh, well, that $1,000 isn't getting exposure. I have to go hop on a flight, or I have to, send money to my family or whatever. You know what I mean? So you gotta get used to it. Big shout out to Juan for the $5 super chat. Juan, I'm not doing any more portfolios. If you want to email that to me, I'll just do it quickly, but no more. Hi, Karen Plunkett in the chat. Everybody, make sure you give some love to my mom down below in the chat. Karen Plunkett, that is my mom coming in to say hello. Say hello to Mama Karen. I'm pretty sure my mom is the first Karen ever. She created it. She is Karen. But I love you, Mom. Thanks for being here. All right. So, all right. Let me run through these because I went on a pretty hard rant there. Yeah, but Vlex, Tyga Vlex, I just want you to have a scenario with this bag. I don't hate it. You're bidding, Ando is you're taking a stand on Ando, and I respect it, and I hope it works out. I don't hate it. I think a 10x is asking a little much if anything goes wrong, but I hope you have a couple other scenarios. In the event you have scenarios where you can take a 7 and walk away, or take a 6 and walk away, I'll give you like an 82. 82. All right. Crypto Junkie did an unforgivable sin here where he sends me the amount of each coin he has. And my brain is not a calculator. So if you'd like to send me an email, Crypto Junkie, ajalphagroup@gmail.com, I will, do this in another show, or just give you a score or whatever. But I can't run that math right now. The Grateful Dad, $5 super chat. Do appreciate you. 9% on. Okay, look at this guy. I like this guy already. I see you, Grateful Dad. 9% Ando, 8% Graph, 8% Algo, Vet XLM, I think. Fet, Quant, Hedera, Ada, Shib, Phantom, Doge, Gala, Casper, meme coins. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14 plus meme coins. That is a little over what I would be comfortable with, because like I said, Grateful Dad, you should know if you're a dad that every time you buy a new coin, it's like you're adopting another child, and you have to take care and be responsible of that child and make sure that you don't just shove all your kids onto the bus at the same time. But each coin is going to have its own plan. You never sell everything on the same day. Like, people that do that are missing out on a lot of value and are mismanaging their bags. And a lot of people that have too many coins are often the first people in line to mismanage their bags. So Grateful Dad, as long as you talk to all 14 plus the meme coins of your crypto children and have a conversation with them and make sure that they all get their own special attention, that they all have their own scenario, I'm okay with it. As long as you're responsible of the coins you have as many as you want. But a lot of people mess that up. But on that note, I like your even distribution. I really like your even distribution. I'm a fan. You're holding some awesome projects. You got Ando, the Graph, Algo, VeChain. I think that's XLM. Quant, HBAR, Cardano, Shib, Phantom. Like you're holding a lot of the winners, man. You're hitting a lot of the ecosystems. I think, I'm not the biggest Gala fan, to be honest. That's my least favorite coin in your bag. But even then, it's probably going to do okay. That's just not a coin I'd ever buy. But that would be the only weak link in your portfolio, in my opinion. And then the reason, and I'm not going to get into that whole conversation. But 7 or 8x, you have an even distribution. You have a lot of big winners. You have a reasonable goal. I think you have a little bit too many coins, but I think as long as you manage them and are a Grateful Dad, that you will do just fine. I'm going to give you an 88. 88 for the Grateful Dad. Wow, Lee, did you really just? I just looked at the chat, and Lee said he gets an 88. That was weird. That was very strange. We said the same score. Holy shit. All right. So Juan, I'm not going to show his on the screen, but it's in the chat. I'm going to read it really quick. All right. I do appreciate the $5 super chat, Juan. All right. 33K portfolio, 18% Cardano, leading with Cardano. Okay. 14 Algo, 12 H bar, 11 Quant, Singularity Net, 11. Oh, got an alarm going off. Okay. The Brett alarm is going off. Brett. Ooh, okay. Brett. Yeah, there we go. Alarm just hit there. All right, going through the process right now. Sorry. Yeah, I don't hate that. I'm not gonna trade this one. I'm just gonna go like that. All right. Leave my little dots behind. That's my prediction. 4 to 5. Okay. All right, I'm gonna circle back to that trade in a minute. Sorry, I went into nerd mode there for a minute. All right, sorry, Juan. All right. 18 Cardano, 14 Algorand. Guys, also make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Had about 250 people in this show. Amazing show. You guys are awesome. I'm going overtime today, but I don't care. I have an interview with Gary at 3:00. I have a call with the Galaxy guys at 4. I have a haircut at 5, and I'm getting dinner with my friends at 6. But right now I'm an open book. So let's do this. Like I said, Cardano, Algorand, H bar, Quant, and so 11 AGIX, 8% fetch. So I do want you to anticipate that move, bro. I don't know what's going to happen with ASI. I don't know if you're going to make that's an unknown, and I don't like unknowns. All right, I am going to say that. Crow, Sand, Mana, Loop Ring. I bought Sand, Mana, Loop Ring last bull run and regret it. All right, so and so just like Juan, like when Sand and all Avalanche wasn't working in my portfolio, I sold those coins and put it all in Jasmine and doubled my bags. And I'm not telling you to do the same thing, but that's the situation where I'm saying come over to the new bull market. The Manas, the Sands, the Loop Rings. I don't know if those coins deserve 17% of your portfolio, bro. Sand's never going back to previous all-time highs, ever. Never, ever, ever will that ever happen again. And if I'm wrong, clip that and make fun of me. But that's where I stand with Sand right now. The supply has gone up way too much since that price point. That was a very special thing that happened in 2021. And I'm sorry you didn't sell your Sand in 2021 because you had every opportunity to, man. That's the situations that I'm talking about when you don't make the most of your opportunity and you ride to the bottom. That bums me out, man. That bums me out. But nevertheless, so you're going to do something with those. Crow, I don't mind. AGIX and Fetch, I'm not sure because there's an unknown. I don't know what your goal is, but you are leading with Cardano, HBAR, Algorand, Quant. You're missing the graph. I think GRT is a really good project to hold in any portfolio, especially this type of portfolio that you have. If you with this is what I'll say. If this bag is you're asking for a 6 or 7x, I'm going to give you like an 82. There are unknowns and coins that aren't there that shouldn't be there. Actually more like an 80. Actually, if your goal for this is a 10 to 12x, I'm going to say bad score or reevaluate your goal. All right, so there you go. That. Shout out to all the love for Mama in the chat. That's hilarious. She is definitely crying right now. I want you guys to know she's crying. Another portfolio gets sent in. You guys just all right, fine. KG, $8 super chat. Thanks for the super chat. $36,000 portfolio wants a 15. He wants a 15x, everybody. Tell him in the chat. 21% ICP, 21% Arrow, Ando, Joe, GFI, Well, Matic, others. Joe, I don't hate. That Avalanche play, smart. GFI has potential. Seen more people lean into it lately. I like Arrow. I like Ando. I like ICP. But I would prefer to have less of those and two more coins, three more coins with like a more even distribution. Because if anything goes wrong with Arrow, you're slapped. If anything goes wrong with ICP, you're slapped. And your goal is a 15x. I mean, do you realize what it's going to take for ICP to 15x? You see my point? I don't mind your picks. This is certainly a new school type portfolio. I mean, Joe was around last bull market. It's not like a brand new thing. Matic was around, ICP was around, but this, you got a couple picks here that are, hip, new school picks, and that's cool. But if you have a 15x goal, I hope there's a scenario where you can walk with a less than that, because when people ask for a 15x, it is because it's not like I'm making fun, but you don't actually know what it takes for that to happen. Like if you want to look at old bull cycles as an opinion, but as time goes on, the days of wine and roses, the days of those type of pumps are getting further and further and further and further away. It's going to happen less as time goes on, especially after coins get established. ICP established, Arrow established, Ando established. All these coins are established. It's not possible. It's not that it's not possible. It's not likely. It's mathematically improbable. You really got to appreciate what it means for something to even 10x. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of marketing. That is a lot. And you're asking a bag of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins and others, 8 coins, to all do that together. I mean, I do believe in the perfect storm. I don't want people to think I'm a bear, but I also, people are like, oh, what do you mean it won't 15x? You guys know how happy everyone in crypto would be if, we blinked, a month went by and the entire market did a 5x. That'd be insane. That would be like, what? Crazy. And that's just a 5. Like, I'm just using that as a hypothetical that people like talk shit on me sometimes. Like, what do you mean that can't 15x? And I'm just like, well, like, it's just not possible, dude. It's not probable. It's not, you don't know what you're asking for. But at the same time, if something pumps 40%, everyone freaks out and is really happy. So it's like, it's kind of about, staying, keeping things pragmatic, thinking through your trades. And the main reason I say these things, KG, not to dig at you, it's because I want to see you sell, man. I want to see you sell. I don't want to see you get an 8x, 8x at 36K and not make any money and have to parachute exit sale on the way down the hill because you hit an 8x and you were waiting around for 15. Like, you got to have a scenario. An exit strategy is a very tough thing for people to wrap their head around. But also the truth here, man, is that for some people, it's never enough. For some people, it's never enough, bro. And those people will never make money in crypto. Those people will never, ever make money in crypto because it's never enough. And that's why I have such a rock solid, tight strategy on why I'm so okay with a 5x, because I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make that money. Jada's already working on spending it. All right. But I'm gonna make it because I'm not going to put myself in a position to not make the money from all the work I've put in and all the, how much I study, how much I research, how much I put into crypto. Like, I'm not going to put myself in a position. I would rather 5x sell and miss out on a couple X's than get to the top, want more, and never get anything. That's where I stand. So KG, I don't mind your bag. I think you have good picks. Your goal is way too high. If you had a 7x goal, an 8x goal, I'd probably give you like an 84. But your 15x goal is just improbable, man. I don't even want to give people actual scores with improbable goals, because then people will compare, well, you gave this guy 67 and blah, 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 blah. Like anything below a 70 is a bad grade on a test. You know, if you you know, Andy S, total crypto will probably do 3x. So exactly, dude. Exactly. Yeah, there will be coins that, you know, that do. Injective will 37x last year. And Marv, exactly. But how many people got in on that when it was happening? And how many people hold Injective now thinking it's going to 10x? You know, that, you see my point? You see my point? But guys, and at the end of the day, here's the truth. I don't have a crystal ball. I've never been to the future. Some influencers act like they went to the multiverse. They slapped Rick and Morty in the face. They grabbed his portal gun. They portaled into the future. They looked at the crypto market. They came back and made a YouTube video. That's what some influencers act like. That I've been to the future. I know what's going to happen. You don't know. You don't know. We all live on the same planet. We all don't have access to time travel. You don't fucking know. And it really frustrates me when I will watch a video of someone that has pretty good research, well-spoken, good set, good editor, good everything. And at the end of the video, they're like, oh, it's going to go to 3 trillion. It's going to 35x. That's when I feel so bad for that guy's audience. I feel so bad for that guy's audience because, like, dude, like, you're lying to people. Like, you're lying to people. Like, anytime I do a prediction, I am going to honestly tell you what I think. And I would rather have people in the chat get mad at me saying, oh, it's going to do way better than that, than saying you're out of your mind. You know what I mean? Because, and if something does better than that, fine. Because I already, if something does better than I think it's going to do, good. Because I already hit my goal and left. That's crypto. Goal-oriented space. Never forget that. The 3 rules of crypto. Set your goals. Keep yourself accountable to those goals. 3, don't fall in love. My name's AJ Wrights Crypto. Thanks to all 250 of you more. There's amazing live stream. This has been great. You guys rock. I'm glad there's so much support. There's so many people here. You guys are amazing. It means the world to me. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. My name is AJ Wrights Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. That's a decision. Make it.